this can be a very interesting placement of Mercury in different houses from Ketu. This combines the spiritual side, the giving up side, the negation side, the separation side of Ketu with the analytical side, educated side, and the intellectual side of Mercury.
Please like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and please press the bell icon so that you get to know when my latest video has come. And to learn more and to find a video relevant to you, please do check out my videos list.
Hello, namaskar and adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan. Once more with you from your very own channel, Astro Assurance. We have been doing this series of planets from planets in that light. We did the entire series of planets from Moon. Then we did the entire series of planets from Saturn. Then we did the entire series of planets from Rahu. And now we are doing the series of planets from Ketu. In this line, we have already done one placement of Sun in different houses from Ketu. I'm going phase-wise: Sun, then Mercury, then after Mercury we'll do Venus, then after Venus we'll do Moon, then Mars, and so on. So today we will be talking about Mercury in different houses from Ketu. Now this can be interesting position because this captures the spiritual side of Ketu, the negating side of Ketu, the separating side of Ketu, the giving up side of Ketu, with the energies of Mercury connected to the house that Mercury is from, the number of places it is from Ketu. So yeah, whichever house Mercury is from Ketu, that part will also come in, which means you will be negated the results of that house connected to your analytical ability, connected to your communication, connected to your education, connected to your ability to also make calculated decisions, especially where the material side of yours comes into the picture. So this becomes a little tricky placement, but an important placement also, because if you're not able to use the analysis for yourself connected to the house, the number of houses Mercury is from Ketu, then this is a little tricky placement. It doesn't mean the results will not come in, but the results will come in when you balance how much you're giving to the community, how much you're doing for others, and then post that what you're doing for yourself. So let's jump in and see how Mercury in different houses from Ketu throws up different permutations and combinations for us. Now, when Mercury is conjunct with Ketu or in the first house with Ketu or 1-1 with Ketu or conjunct with Ketu. So yeah, what is Ketu? Ketu is denial, Ketu is separation, Ketu is reduction in its effect. And Ketu also signifies high effort that you need to put in before you get the results of the planet that it is placed in, or with, or the sign that it is placed in, or the house that it is placed in. So yeah, Ketu is also about how you will be able to get less from that house, less energy from the house, and you will also sometimes need to give up how much you are able to get extraction from the house. So what is the first house? The first house is also about your standing in society, your power, your status, your dignity, your confidence, your health. So when Mercury and Ketu are together in 1-1 with each other, conjunct with each other, Ketu absorbs a lot of energy from Mercury. What is Mercury's ability? Mercury's ability is the power of analysis, practicality, logic, thought-through decision making, communication, trying completing work, almost being perfect. This is also connected to service and skills. So Ketu absorbs these energies and says, you need to show these circles through me, which means your ability to be able to analyze, do thought-through decision-making, communication, service is for the larger society, for the greater good, rather than for yourself. So yeah, it's important that you think about society first, others first, and through that, once you are giving back to society, once you're doing for others, then Ketu in turn also elevates you in society, elevates you in status, gives you the confidence, the dignity, the health, all the results come for you. So this is slightly tricky placement. However, what it means is in your decision making, you need to think through twice, thrice before you take decisions, especially when you think you are taking educated decisions. Sometimes because Ketu is negating, so you need to double check before you make the decision, because you could assume that your ability to be able to take practical decisions is good or strong, or you are very logical. However, Ketu will want you to work hard so that only then you get results. Now, this also brings in a lot of logical perspective to how you do for others also. But many times what happens is this also makes you very fearful to take decisions for self. Either you become over analytical because of Ketu absorbing energy of Mercury, so you're working doubly hard, so you're becoming doubly analytical, trying to be doubly sure. So because of being over analytical, sometimes you hesitate to take decisions for self. You hesitate to take decisions which may be profitable for you. Sometimes you may not analyze at all. You sometimes become just too lost in too much information coming in, and you're not able to sieve through all or chap through all the loads of, or at least that's what Ketu makes you feel. So much information, this, that, and it becomes too complicated. So sometimes when things are too complicated and they are not simple enough, you put the decision off. So this is not an easy placement. However, what this could do is also make you somebody is very critiquing, easily critiquing others, complaining, finding fault in others, and finding fault in certain decisions you need to take. So you want to join somebody in their team, so you hesitate before you apply in a company, hesitate before you join a group, hesitate before you take up a project, because you also are on analyzing things. So if Mercury is with Ketu, remember, if the degree difference is very less, then this is almost Ketu overtaking all the energies of Mercury. But if the degree difference is more than 8 or 9 degrees, then you are on the safer side. Mercury will still have a lot of strength. Mercury will still be able to take a lot of decisions. Mercury will also be able to do enough for yourself while you're giving back to society. However, this is surely a placement where over a period of time, through sheer hard work, through sheer and ability to be able to make thought through decision, practical decision, you do achieve in society. And the success may be delayed to you in the initial part of life. But generally, I've seen with Ketu and Mercury together, later part of life, their analytical skills become sharper. They become, sometimes this is also that these people may take up a lot of different qualifications, and through that sheer hard work over a period of time, they may also get substantial results in society, get very, very high designations, get very high positions as well. Now, when Mercury is in the second house from Ketu, which means Ketu is in the 12th house from Mercury. So this is a 2-12 placement. So Mercury can be gain making from Ketu, but Ketu could be loss making from Mercury. What does this mean? Mercury in the second house from Ketu means the second house is the house of your values, integrity, your community, your dependence, your tribe. This is also connected to your earnings, your savings, your nourishment. This is also the house of language. So what Mercury does when it goes into the second house from Ketu, Ketu makes you work harder on your values, on your integrity. So many times Ketu will make it not easy for you to take decisions. Sometimes the decisions, maybe the values that are hindering you come from your family, because the second house is the house of community, family, dependence. But those people are dependent on you, or who you are dependent on, rather than somebody who is not dependent on you. So when you are a child, so here the dependents who you are dependent on become your parents, your community, means your elders. And later on, your dependents become your children, those who are younger to you, maybe even your siblings, because Mercury is also the Karak of the third house of siblings. So here, your values, your integrity, your challenges majorly come from your family, your blood relations, your tribe. So father, mother, siblings, children, these are the ones where you may have a tug of war in terms of your values and integrity. Many times you may feel, or sometimes these people may also be dependent on you for their own success. They may walk in the wake of your success to be able to get what they want in life. So many times you'll find that siblings may follow in, or the dependents or below you, those people who are younger to you, may follow in your path and then try to achieve success. Sometimes they may also depend on you for their own nourishment. For example, sometimes you may pay the fees of your siblings, sometimes you may help some of your siblings or even your parents with money. with finances. Sometimes you may also do for the community. You may also be very charitable. However, what this also does is this also makes you think hard for your own security. You become too analytical about your own money. You sometimes feel, is somebody trying to take the money away from me? Is somebody trying to cheat me? Is somebody trying to take undue advantage of me? And because Mercury is in the second house of earning, you also make your earnings, your money, with a lot of tact, with a lot of logical decision making. This can also be connected to serving. Mind you, remember that in the Kalpurush Kundi, Mercury not only rules the third house but also the sixth house of service. So this can also connect you to the sixth house of service, and the second house from Ketu from the sixth house is the ninth house. So gains coming from serving others, from doing more for others, and having a heart and having a perspective of serving others rather than making for yourself. However, Mercury is still the planet of analysis and the second house of earning. So you make your nourishment through analytical decision making. Which job should I join? Where I should invest my money? Should I give money or not? Should I lend money to this person or not? If your money goes for some reason, if you may donate a lot of money, you may give up. But if you feel somebody is trying to take undue advantage of you, then for every penny you will feel very, very strongly for, and you would not want not to lose any single penny because you worked hard for it. Sixth house going into the second house from Ketu. But still remember, Mercury is second from Ketu, which means in being over analytical about the money or analytical about where my money, I should not lose my money. Sometimes you push the right people away because then you have a doubt on too many people. You think everybody is out to make a fast buck from you. If you feel cheated one time with a partner or somebody, you feel that others may also cheat you. So others are also after your success. So you want to keep your distance. So this is where your analytical ability, your over thoughtful, logical decision making may come in your path. Secondly, the second house is also the house of language. So the third house is the house of communication. Mercury in the third house from Ketu is a better placement than Mercury in the second house from Ketu, because your language may be sometimes too harsh. Sometimes without thinking, you may be very sarcastic. You may be very sharp. Somebody may feel the stinginess in your tongue in what you say, how you say, because you don't know how to hold back, because Ketu is allowing you to let go. Letting go of words, whatever comes to your mind, your thoughts also. You're not too careful sometimes what you say. Sometimes you're too careful in sharing your emotions. But the sharper emotions, the hurting emotions come out easily for you. You can easily put people off. You can easily hurt people. You can easily show that you don't care because of the language that you use or the language you don't use. Because remember, it is Ketu involved with. Ketu is the planet of negation. So you may not be able to use the right words. You hold back words, you hold back emotion, and you're not able to convey the right feeling. So you sometimes attract the wrong kind of people who are after your money, after your success, and you push people away with your over analytical thoughts, being over critical, and push the right people away. So here you need to be very careful. And Mercury goes into the second house from Ketu, because here your values, how you think, also comes into the picture. The second part of this is you may earn a lot from your education. The more you keep educating yourself, you'll keep learning, you keep attracting different kinds of opportunities. You'll also be maybe getting more money. This is also placement where your investments may also, if done wisely, where you're trying to serve the community, where you're trying to serve others, and then you make investments in that line, then Ketu also rewards you with a lot. And this is a place of leaving a huge legacy behind in terms of what you've done for society, what you've done for the masses, what you have left back in your legacy in terms of money, and as your example as well. So slightly tricky placement, but as long as you manage your communication, as long as you are able to manage your emotions, as long as you're able to balance between what you want for yourself, how you are saving yourself, and being caring and giving enough to others, this can be an overall good beneficial position. Now, Mercury in the third house from Ketu. Ketu is a energy of separation, denial, reduction, high effort. Mercury going into the third house from Ketu, which means this is a 311 placement. So Mercury will have to put in effort to be able to gain your stature in society, your standing in society, how you're doing well for yourself, your health, everything. But on the other hand, Ketu is going 11th from Mercury, which means Ketu will still help you to be able to wish or achieve your wishes and desires as long as your third house of communication, effort, self-enterprise is strong enough, which means you take calculated decisions, you communicate well, and through self-marketing, branding your products, branding your services, then over a period of time, you achieve all your wishes and desires. However, Ketu still going 11th from Mercury, which means sometimes you're over analytical about who you want to make friends with or what kind of friend you should be able to make. So sometimes you distance yourself also from people who can really help you, people who can be very good for you in the long run, who can truly help you achieve your wishes and desires. So this is a placement where if you work on your communications skills, if you're putting in the right effort in the right direction, then Ketu will help you achieve your wishes and desires as long your approach to society is to give, to do something for others and do for masses, then only Ketu will help you. Sometimes your communications here may be misunderstood. So people with Mercury third from Ketu many times are misunderstood, and people will misunderstand them to such an extent where this person will have to make repeated efforts to be able to communicate to the other person. It will not be easy. These people can be very good in the performing arts. They can be good on the social media also. They can be good in teaching also. As long as the teaching or what they're trying to give back is not so much for money, but truly to help others. There are a lot of people who use the social media to teach, to communicate, to educate rather than to earn. Such people can also make very good or get a lot of appreciation, acknowledgement from society. Maybe the money may not be there, but truly the respect will surely be there. So these people can be in performing arts, they can be in teaching, they can do something with the limbs also. However, remember, Ketu going into 11th house of Mercury, which means sustained effort on your communication will surely bear you fruit. So this can be a good placement for self-enterprise, something that you do on your own. So people who are doctors who have their own practice, people who are lawyers who have their own practice, this can also be good as long as you're doing more for the community rather than self. So a doctor who's practicing medicine but thinking how I can extract more money rather than how I can help more people, that could be a tricky placement. However, overall, still a good placement for self-enterprise, earning out of your effort, earning out of your communication. Ketu helping you to help you come good with all your wishes and desires, helping you gaining from society also. And sometimes with this placement, some people make very, very good friends. Very, very few friends, but very good friends who may be called the 4am friends, those friends who will be available to them at any point of time. So overall, still a very good placement, some yin and yang there, but overall still very, very profitable placement. Now, when Mercury goes into the fourth house from Ketu, Mercury fourth from Ketu, which means Ketu is 10th from Mercury. So here, Mercury, when it goes fourth from Ketu, fourth house is also your domestic life. But Ketu is the planet of denial, separation, reduction. You need to put in high effort to be able to extract the fruits from that house. So here, Mercury going into the fourth house might make you very practical, logical, thought-to in your decision making where the domestic life is concerned, where your assets are concerned, where your education is also concerned. So yeah, people may sometimes be over-analytical, even at home, even in their domestic life. But because it is fourth from Ketu, Ketu is telling you that don't be over-analytical for yourself, that my wife doesn't do this for me, husband doesn't do this for me, my children are not helping me, my house is not helping me, lead a peaceful life. So don't always look for self in your analysis. Also see that through your analytical abilities that do a self-analysis. Am I good enough to my spouse? If he complains to me about this aspect of my, can I do something about it? Can I correct it? My children say that I'm not able to give them time. Can I make more time for them? So you need to be more self-analytical rather than family so that the greater good comes from you. So yeah, Mercury going forth from Ketu. Ketu is saying deny yourself some maybe happiness or maybe some satisfaction for the cause of family. Then in the long run, Ketu will give you much, much more. You will have a happier family. You will have a closer knit family. Second thing, same thing about assets. When Mercury goes into the fourth from Ketu, fourth house is also the house of assets. So yeah, Ketu will give you the ability to overthink sometimes and not to take decisions at all for property, for investing in assets. But on the other hand, because you doubly work hard, you are want to take educated decisions. So sometimes you make excellent decisions where property is concerned, where investments are concerned. However, this can be a better placement for making investments in land or constructed property rather than property which is under construction, or going for speculative investment like stocks and other things. If at all, maybe in real estate, you may be able to make your see your luck as long as Mars is also very strong. So overall, this is a good placement for good domestic life, peaceful life, happy life. But Ketu going 10th from Mercury, this is also that if you are able to keep the happiness at home, then the 10th from Mercury, which is Ketu, which means that through that, Ketu will also allow you to have change or transformation in your career. Remember, Ketu is the denier. It is also the biggest harbinger of change. So whenever you keep the peaceful life at home, you keep things in control at home, Ketu will click or make a change or create a change in your career for the betterment rather than for the worse. So overall, keep a focus on your domestic life, keep your dependents happy, keep your family happy, try to keep the peace at home, and then over a period of time, Ketu will help you in your career, in your assets, in the peaceful atmosphere at home, and to be able to make long-term investment, which is good for you and your family. Now, when Mercury is going 5th from Ketu, which means Ketu is 9th from Mercury. Now, this is a balancing placement because 5th from Ketu, Mercury going 5th from Ketu, which is the 5th house. The 5th house is the house of education, romance, what one likes to do. It is also what you have interest in. But because the 5th house is also the 8th to the 10th house, this can also bring in upheavals. But Ketu is also the harbinger of change. So the upheaval, the transformation in your career, because the 5th house is the 10th, 8th to the 10th house, which means the change of upheavals or the transformation in your career from time to time can be good, as long as you make right, educated decisions, logical decisions, thoughtful decisions about your career. However, sometimes because Ketu is also denier or separator, so sometimes Mercury in the 5th house from Ketu can make you too analytical about your romantic partner. So usually these people will have first 3, 4, 5 relations going south, not really working out, till eventually they learn that, okay, that what is the right mix for them to look for in a person. So sometimes being too complaining, too finger pointing, too analytical, too expecting in a partner may also not allow them to attract the right kind of energy. So when over a period of time you are able to understand what energies are good for you, what energies are not good for you, rather than getting close, in the first few interactions you get to know whether I should go ahead or not. Then it allows you to be able to get closer to only those people with experience, with failures, that whether some energy is good for you or not. So Ketu keeps you away from some of those energies which are not good for you. So sometimes don't be too sad if some of the relations are not going good for you, because Ketu is denying you those relations because they are not good for you in the long run. This is also placement. Sometimes people can do very well at school. The school life, the primary education can be very good. However, the moment they go into higher education, there it becomes a little problematic. Sometimes they have to work harder, you stumble before eventually they get success. So this is not an easy placement for higher education fully, where Ketu is forcing you to make put in more effort. However, this is also good placement where financial transactions or getting a career in anything connected to investments, accounts, money can be a good thing, and this can get you into banking services also. So overall, this can be a good placement for making good investments also, as long as those decisions are long and hard thought through. You're thinking clearly, you're thinking deep down, you're looking at the long-term picture rather than short-term gains, then this can be a good placement for you. So some people with Mercury in the 5th house from Ketu make excellent stock market, share market investments also, as long as the perspective is long-term rather than short-term. And this can also be a good placement for performers, media performers. So if you're more artistic and you like to do something artistic, this can be a good placement, especially when you're, rather than looking at How can I shine? You look at how can I keep my audience happy? What should I do which will truly appeal to the audience? Then Ketu will bring in the shine in your performance and will also bring in the change in your perspective to be able to really shine on the stage. So overall, an excellent placement through your practical ability, through your logical ability to be able to do well where your romances are concerned, long-term investments are concerned, and to have a career connected to accounts and to money. Now, when Mercury goes 6th from Ketu, which means if Mercury is 6th from Ketu, Ketu is 8th from Mercury. This is a slightly tricky placement. 6 and 8. Now, Mercury is the planet of analysis. It is the planet of practicality, logical, thoughtful decision making, communication skills, perfection. Ketu is denying, separation, reducing, and you need to put in the high effort from the planet which is placed with Ketu, or from the sign where Ketu is placed in, or from the house where Ketu is placed in. So when Mercury is going 6 from Ketu, this Ketu is making it hard for Mercury to be able to extract better results from competition, or in competitive services, or in services in general also. Ketu is saying, without putting in hard effort, high effort to give, to serve, only then I will help you to overcome competition connected to your work. Sometimes Mercury going into the 6th from Ketu also makes you less competitive at work. You're not able to really compete strong, hard. You're not able to compete for growth. You're not able to ask for promotions. So sometimes you lack the competitive spirit to be able to go ahead. So many times the competition, in spite of being more ordinary than you, or maybe being closer to the powers that be, they tend to score over you. This is also placement. If you don't really take good care of your health, from time to time you'll find something or the other is happening for you. You may not fall sick for a long period of time, but every now and then, small sicknesses, small illnesses keep coming for you if you're not able to take care of your diet. Especially your diet is very important here. And if you're not properly thought through decision making where loans are concerned, debts are concerned, you may also easily get into debts or loans which makes it very difficult for you to come out of. So you take years and years to pay off your debts also with this placement. However, this is a good placement where if you're working something connected to law, or connected to medicine, or connected to pharma, or connected to the services like spa, in those kind of services, you can do very well because you are helping others, you are serving people in some capacity or the other. So overall, still a very good decision. Still good placement for good decision making connected to your service, connected to your job. But only after upheavals, which the 8th house represents, because Ketu is 8th from Mercury, then you do very well in service. So overall, initially the competition will be strong, the competition could be demotivating. However, if you keep at it, keep working hard, you keep making educated long-term decisions, thoughtful decision, this can be a good placement where through transformation, or after transformation, better luck comes to you. Now, when Mercury goes 7th from Ketu, which means Ketu is in the house which is opposite to Mercury. Now, remember, here Mercury has a slightly upper hand because Mercury has the 7th aspect, whereas Ketu doesn't have the 7th aspect, but Ketu only has the 5th and the 9th aspect. So here, Mercury's aspect on Ketu, which means Ketu is a planet of denying, separation, reduction, and only when you put in high effort, you are able to get results from the sign where Ketu is placed in, or the planet with Ketu is conjunct with, or the house where Ketu is placed with. So Mercury aspect on Ketu will give you the ability to be able to make right decisions connected to your relationships with the 7th house represents. So in your relationships, you will be somebody who can do very well as long as you're more giving. You are more contributing rather than extracting, because sometimes Mercury can make you very analytical, too practical about your relations. So many times your relationships go south because of this. Because if Mercury is aspecting Ketu, which means Mercury is connected to Rahu or conjunct with Rahu. If the degree between Mercury and Rahu is very close, this is an eclipse position, which means Rahu, the energy of greed, hunger, or being misled, overcomes, and then you are misled by Rahu's conjunction with Mercury. So you're being misled in your relations can be very high. Getting into a relationship with the wrong people can be also very high. So instead of expecting more from your relations. If you are less expecting and you say, okay, I'll be more independent and I'll be as giving as possible and I'll wait for other person to acknowledge me, then over a period of time, this can be an excellent placement. This can help you have very good partnerships because Mercury and Rahu together in the seventh house from Ketu. So in your partnerships, if you are able to have this equal relationship rather than expecting much, very, very good placement where you can do very well in marketing, in partnership, you can do very well. Dealing with others can be very good. So overall, little tricky on the relationship front, not being able to make the right choice, but over a period of time, with right practical decision, thoughtful decision making, cool, composed decision making, good communication, calm communication. This can be a very good placement for partnering with people to be able to get excellent results. Now, when Ketu is 6 from Mercury or Mercury is 8 from Ketu, so this is 8-6 placement. This is slightly different from Mercury going 6 from Ketu. Now, when Mercury goes 8 from Ketu, Mercury is in a slightly more discomforting position than when Mercury is in 6th. Sixth house, remember, is the house of, in the Kalpurush, the sign of Virgo. So Mercury is still very good or better off in the sixth house rather than in the eighth house. However, what Mercury does in the eighth house from Ketu is, Ketu will deny you many results. Ketu will separate you from good results initially. Now, in the eighth house is the house of upheavals, challenges, problems. But Mercury plays there, which means Mercury gives you excellent decision making to be able to overcome challenges, issues, problems with your intellect, with your educated decision making, with your logical thought through decision making. And many times through your thought through decision making, you can bring about a transformation through the upheavals which come to you. So when some challenging situations come through, you look for an opportunity in those and you turn around the situation, and over a period of time, in the long run, these can be very beneficial to you. So you use those opportunities which come as travesties or problems or challenges and turn them around with your logical decision making, with your educated decision making. This can be also good placement for doing analytical work, taxation work, insurance work, auditing, all those kinds of work where analysis is concerned, IT is concerned. Those things can be very good, especially for as a consulting partner, you can do very well. Even in government projects, you can do very well, and even for occult, you can do very well. In medical services, emergency services, also you can do very well. So overall, this is a good placement for when the transformation brings about an opportunity, as long as you have the practical, logical decision making. If your Mercury is afflicted in the eighth house, then this can make you a little timid, a little scared of upheavals. Whenever some challenge comes to you, you become very scared and somebody else steps in for you. But if Mercury is very strong, then this is a leadership in situation. You are the person in the forefront and you can do very well. So overall, a good placement to do very well in government projects, through analysis, through insurance, through inheritance, through medical services, and also getting money out of other people's monies, out of other people's investments as well. Now, when Mercury is in the ninth house from Ketu, which means Ketu then goes into the fifth house from Mercury. So, ninth from Ketu, which means Ketu is a planet of denial, separation. Ninth house is the house of higher learning, qualification, learning through experiences, your gurus, long distance travel. So, here Ketu makes it very hard for you to make analytical decision about your higher learning. So, many times these people are very confused. What higher learning should I do? Should I do this certification or that certification? Should I do this qualification or that qualification? Should I take this stream or that stream? Should I take up this career or that career? Should I take up this opportunity or other opportunity? Should I get into this project or other project? So throughout your life, always. But this is a good placement where choices also come along to you every now and then. That's why you have a difficulty what choice to make. So there are choices. And this is a good placement where you can get a lot of qualifications. Education can also be easier for you if you really put in your effort and if you really apply yourself. However, many times what it happens with this is people get a lot of qualifications, but they are not able to use it to your advantage because you're not able to put in the extra effort what Ketu is asking you to put in. Remember, Ketu is the planet of denying. Ninth from Ketu, which means the ninth house, wherever, whichever planet is, you will have to struggle harder, put in higher effort. You'll have to be more educated. You'll have to make more thought through decisions, practical decisions to get ahead. So, here with this also, educational qualification may come easy, but it's difficult to extract the best gains out of your education qualification. Many times you may get degree in one area, in one stream, you may follow or you may pursue another one. So whoever has Mercury in the ninth from Ketu, many of you, majority of you, you will have started off doing something else, would have majored in something else, and 15, 20 years after your higher education, whatever you're doing, you will find you're in a very different role from what your education qualification you are able to relate to. Of course, there will be some connection, but there will not be direct connection where you're doing exactly what you got a high education, high qualification from. This is also a placement where it's not difficult for you to, get very good connections with people from different cultures, make friendship. However, going abroad and making gains from abroad of a long distance travel also takes its time. So yeah, if you're going for higher qualifications in higher universities abroad, you have to think through, because especially I've seen with a lot of people, with students who go to foreign lands to get foreign qualifications, they end up not achieving as much as people from their own country they may be able to get, or they get successes in foreign land through a high educational qualification, but after they come back to their country, they are not able to put it to very good use. So be very thought through when you're thinking of going for high qualification or going for universities abroad, whether the qualification will really suit you or not. So overall, still a very gain-making position, because Ketu is fifth from Mercury, when Mercury is ninth from Ketu. So overall, this is the 9-5 placement, a good placement where through your educated decision, through your qualification, with sustained effort over a period of time, huge gains come to you, where the experiences that you get, you're able to apply and you're able to learn from them. Now, when Mercury goes 10th from Ketu, which means Ketu is then 4th from Mercury. So now this is a good placement, because Mercury and Ketu are kendra to each other, but there are no aspects on each other. However, when Mercury goes 10th from Ketu, which means, yeah, Ketu is asking you to be able to make good analytical, thoughtful, logical decision connected to your career. Remember, Ketu is a planet of denial, separation. So Ketu says that unless you take good, thought through, logical decision in your career, I'm not going to give you the success that you want in your career. Ketu may also deny getting high appreciation, high acknowledgement from your bosses. Sometimes you struggle to get high appreciation, high acknowledgement from your bosses, and you have to put in a harder effort. You'll have to put sustained effort over a period of time to be able to extract results from it. However, this is a good placement where you are able to connect well with other team members to do very good analytical work. You're very sharp at work and you're able to put in a lot of effort. Of course, with lesser rewards initially, but if you keep applying your effort, if you keep doing good, and you try to have better rapport with your superiors, with the powers that be, with authority figures, then over a period of time, you get very good results. So this is a placement where through sheer hard work, sheer good qualification, competency. So you have to keep building your competency in the area. You have to develop your expertise. The more expertise you develop in the work that you do, in the role that you do, the qualification that is required, and you're more current, maybe ahead of the competition, then you do very well. So overall, still a good placement from a career perspective. And then because Ketu is fourth from Mercury, you also are able to make good analytical decisions about assets. So if you do very well in career, you can be rest assured the assets that you make will also be good. They will be more stable, and they will also make you get more profits in the long run. Now, when Mercury goes 11th from Ketu, which means that Ketu is third from Mercury. Now, Mercury going 11th from Ketu, which means Ketu will make you work hard to get results from society, from societal connections, from your network connections, from larger organizations. Now, Ketu is also an energy of denial, separation, reducing, needing to put in very high effort to get gains from the house where Ketu is placed in, from the sign that Ketu is placed in, and the planet which Ketu is conjunct with. So Mercury going 11th from Ketu. So Ketu is saying, using your educated decision, your logical decision making, the thoughtful decision making, then you will be able to surely make gains from society, from friends, from societal connections, from other departments, from large organizations as well. However, only when you are working in an organization or for a cause which is much beyond you, which means if you truly believe in a cause, you are working for a large organization which is really helping the masses, say through IT, then you may be able to get good results over a period of time. So initially you may feel very lost. So if you're working in an organization, not many people know you, not many people are acknowledging you. So you're just one of the other spokes in the wheel. But as time passes and as you develop your network, so this is the placement of developing a strong network, developing your connections. So through those connections, you'll be pulled into different roles, you'll be pulled into different departments, you'll be pulled into different organizations also. Opportunities may also come to you because you're developing your social network. So Ketu saying that build those social connections, work hard, put in your effort in your ability to be able to keep the network going, keeping the bonds very strong, then you can make out of this. However, this is also placement. Sometimes you may be too practical or too thought through about whom to make friends and whom not to make friends with. Sometimes person may be too selective with this decision making. Why should I make friends with this person? What do I gain out of this? This person is useless for me. This person doesn't know anything. So you are too choosy in who to make friends with, who not to. So that's okay. That's good. You don't need to get too close to people who are not in any way adding anything to your life. However, Ketu asks you to be nice to people rather than being too analytical, too complaining, or too finger pointing or finding fault with people. So Ketu wants you to go easy on your relationship. You may not make 100 friends, you may have still 2 or 3 close friends, but be easy on people, be easy on your social skills, be easy on your social mannerisms rather than being too analytical. This may also give you much younger friends or people or friends who are very young at heart, who are very energetic, who are also very, so even if they are very wise, they will crack a joke, they may like nice things, they may like poetry, they may like to go out, they may like to watch movies. So these are also very social, very friendly people. You are attracted more by friendly people, social people rather than the dullards, rather than the very sober, wise people sitting in a corner. Even if you make very good, very less friends. So overall, still a very good placement, getting all the gains that 11th house represents, all your wishes and desires are coming through, as long as the social networking skills, your ability to make rapport, your ability to make contracts is very good. Now, when Mercury goes 12 from Ketu, which means Ketu is in the second house from Mercury. Now, Mercury generally doesn't do too very well in the 12th house. The 12th house, the Kalpurush Kundi, has the sign of Pisces, when Mercury gets debilitated. However, in Pisces, Mercury may lose some of its analytical ability, but gains on the artistic, imaginative ability. So, overall, this is not a bad placement. Ketu is second from Mercury. So, these people can get more gains out of their imagination, out of their creativity rather than the analytical ability. So while the person will start off with very good qualifications, very good education, having very sharp skills, having a lot of logical skills, however, you will find unless you're very creative, you are trying to do something new, you are able to use your imagination to get something new rather than doing the same thing that others do just a little bit better. If you are able to bring in your creativity, then you are able to get better results. It may not come easily to you because Mercury is in the 12th house, but over a period of time, you will be able to. This is the placement where sometimes it's difficult to either go abroad or to make gains out of your foreign connections or in foreign organizations. So you have to work really hard to really get ahead to be able to extract more from it. However, long term, because Ketu is in the second house from Mercury, if you're able to use your creativity, your imagination, imaginative skills, and if you're able to put in the hard work, Ketu will give you lots of money. And some of the most creative people who have done lots of good work for masses, and through their imagination, through your creativity, even producers, movies, drama, they have made a huge name for themselves. So truly a very, very creative placement, a placement where you will do very well, excellently. If you also are less analytical about your relations, your connections, and you go easy on them, and be a little careful about your spending. Sometimes people like to live it up. So usually these people may live from paycheck to paycheck. They may have money, but suddenly something comes, they have to spend that money which they have not thought through. So yeah, it is better to live in percentages. Always try to put in substantial amount of money at least initial part of your life for the long term, for a rainy day, because then huge gains come to you. So, friends, now that we have seen how Mercury in different houses from Ketu make for different permutation and combination, do see in which sign Mercury goes into, which house it is from Ketu, what are the other conjunctions, aspects on it, what are the doshas or yogas it is in, because that will also bring in the own flavor. So, friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation for me, please reach out to me. The links given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide signing off.